He's really fishing for the invite.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's tough out there for talent after TI. You know, they gotta really hustle.
They saw you coming back, LD, and everyone's just like, "Oh shit! Panic alert!
Now we got
LD's
Ninja Boogie.
back."
I got to keep telling Ninja Boogie, hey, so you're playing this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. I really believe in you. I think you're one of those guys with a lot of potential. You should keep.
You
working.
should play with my brother, Z-Freak. He's really good.
Yeah, that's what I did say.
Pick him up for your new squad.
I did say that.
He literally did say this yesterday.
All the analysts you're worried about, try and put them together in a team.
Yeah, I know.
Bring back veggies, you know?
Cinder put Cinder in touch with him too, make sure he's playing so we have jobs.
Sin takes care of himself.
He loves the game too much, yeah. Where's that passion in the rest of us?
Well,
our passion, we're here at 5 in the morning,
Yeah.
Is Cinder waking up at 5 in the morning?
No, never.
Exactly.
There's a lot of players that think that they...
Out of bounds. Don't question
Sin. Sorry.
Don't question Cinderan's dedication, okay?
Good stuff.
So, I mean, he was on that old MTW team. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
TI2.
And it didn't break his spirit. That takes some, real perseverance.
With Soshka.
Yeah, that they had the German player
Kebab, yep.
Sind, and then 3 Frenchies.
Seb
right?
was on. Yeah, Seb was on the team.
The 3 Frenchies.
Was it 3 or 2?
Well,
third was I think Funzy maybe.
Funzy, yeah. Okay, let's talk
Kyle
about the
has
draft.
no idea what we're talking about. Kyle's just
I sort of
he was
remember.
playing Han back then, I think.
That was.
Yeah.
It's just kind of funny that of all the people, I guarantee if you had said back TI3, TI4 era, maybe even like TI5, hey, so Seb? Yeah, he's going to be an integral part of a team that wins 2 TIs in a row. He'll be the second most winning player of all time.
I think he had an okay run. I think it was around 2014 where he had an okay run because he made his own team. He made what was it, Cignal or something?
Yeah, I remember.
And they were like decent EU team. They were like tier 1.5 EU. They were like an NIP, for example.
Well, so if you're a betting man, then you got to put a lot of money on Heen, right? Because the coaching level up is real. You know?
I feel like Seb's fall off came after Cignal, and before it maybe because like TI2 was the dark days maybe.
God, he was on a lot of teams.
Yeah, he bounced around a bit.
Seb was a bit of a clan hopper back in the day,
I think the funniest part is like his, and it's because he learned from it, but I don't believe his attitude was one of positivity at all times back in those days.
Spoken with experience,
Well, hey.
The wisdom of age.
You get better as you grow up. And I think that's something that we've now finally accepted. A lot of pro players.
So many players. If you go back
to
those early Dota 2 days or Dota 1 even, it was very different behavior-wise. Misery was one of the biggest flamers back in Dota 1. I love the guy. He's
but not anymore
so
in Dota
likable.
2.
Yeah, he's no, not at all. He's a good teammate from everyone I know. People want to play with Misery,
Yeah, he just. I love. Rasmus is one of the funniest guys. If you ever talk to him about games after, because he's very emotional. He's a heated dude. You've seen the clips from TI6, right? He comes out the booth. They've beaten EG. He's like roaring with power, like literally roaring with power. I was talking. Moo said like in the game he was the same. Like he's just like, almost like.
Yeah.
His anger was so strong it pushed them to victory, but like you learn to let it go to people you talk to after the fact versus yelling at your team for being bad.
Get it out in the game.
Yeah. Well, you got to just be careful. I don't know. I think you need somebody on your team that's got a little fire, even if that might hurt your feelings once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like he's making a case for himself, if this whole casting thing doesn't work out.
He's just trying to.
You'll bring the fire.
He's also
right?
trying to justify his own past behavior, maybe.
Whoa.
What I was doing was right.
Listen, my team, they needed the positivity, the emotional energy.
Yes, exactly.
I kept them alight.
I don't know.
In the darkness.
I would. Who knows what sort of impact I had. I don't know. Obviously, I wasn't ideal for team morale.
Probably his ex-teammates. We should do a little, Kyle interview session later. Like it can be like Jerry Springer show style, but we just bring them on one at a time. They talk about their experiences. And
most of them have a lot of free time, or at least they will after this qualifier.
Who's your most successful ex-teammate?
Ooh, just kidding.
Starting the interviews off with some relationship building tactics. So,
what most successful ex-teammate would be Fly, or who else has had a lot of success that you used to be teammates with?
I mean, it was the TI5 rosters, Fly and Moon, probably.
Fly and Moon,
that was about it.
Because they went to OG and won some majors.
Yeah. Some people had success before they played with me. I haven't put a stop to that.
Who was that? Which players was that?
I guess Moo. Other than
Yeah.
that, we never really had anybody that was good
That's
or like
fair.
was thought of as good before playing with us. It was a long road.
Okay.
Must have been you and the fire
All right.
that brought it out of them.
Speaking of
I burned
fire,
away
The
their skill.
transformative process.
Uh-huh.
guys, we got ourselves a
Pecan.
draft.
Oh, now you want to talk about
Yeah, we got 10 picks. You
Well,
know,
ended.
we normally it's you wait till 4 picks. You know, we
Yeah.
pushed a bit further
Mhm.
today.
to the limit.
Yeah, we're going to the limit. What do we got? We Cignal Ultra looking like they're going to do an offlane Kunkka. They've got Lena last pick. I can't imagine it's a 3-position Lena. Could be, actually. We don't really know what these teams are doing. SD Mirana, we've seen a lot of this as a support duo.
Couldn't it just be like a Marana offlane?
This here...
Lena support,
it could
Kunkka
be.
mid?
It could be, but I think Mirana's from... I mean, I don't know what SEA team's doing, but from the other regions, it's almost only been a 4-position.
Okay.
But and I think the PL matchup sounds pretty rough for a core Mirana.
Yeah, so really just a one core lineup here with the PL pick.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's such a good hero. PL is still equally annoying. It's one of those heroes that at 25, I don't believe you can lose with the hero.
Great matchup versus the Jug too. Like
Yeah.
I think they picked it after the Jug
Yeah.
because of that matchup.
It's still like, I don't know how to explain it. You see some players, and I trust that in this match we're going to have some real PL players on both teams, but
It's SCA, man. These
Yeah.
guys play PL better than any other region.
like watch the OG clips from TI with the PL that they were first doing. It's like it got to that 25, you got the Doppel talent, and all of a sudden there's always 30 illusions or some craziness, and you can't kill the real one.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
And you get them down to half, and somehow with that cooldown, he doppelgangers away, and then his heart regen kicks in because you haven't done damage because he's just doppling everywhere.
So-
So he's back to full suddenly.
Yeah, the problem is that when you doppel, you deny targeting. Like it resets targeting, so you lose track of the real one. And then these players are so good; they have hotkeys for the
Easy first blood.
That's it. Damn. So that's one. But so you delta split effectively every 4 seconds with 3 hotkeyed illusions. So you can't ever tell, because then they're charging away. And if there's vision of, say, a high ground, a hero over here, they're going to be charging like screens away from each other within a second or two. And that's it. Like you've lost the ability to kill them. You got to guess and hope you get lucky.
They do have a decent amount of AoE here with the Lena, the Kunkka. I guess it's a support Marana, so you can't expect much from her. But
Yeah.
no like hard PL counter.
Yeah, Lena Kunkka is definitely doable until you get to that 25 PL. Like 25 PL, you're going to lack damage. If it was a mid Kunkka going like some Radiance type build, I'd maybe have a little more faith. But the offline Kunkka is just not going to get the same amount of farm, and the expectation is that you go those team-oriented items a bit more rather than Radiance, double brace into Radiance, whatever it is.
Definitely feels like a lineup that wants to get some kills as this laning stage ends, probably at the end of that first night, and transition into tower push and map control.
Yeah, they're kind of on a timer to either end the game around that mid-game stage or at least be really far ahead.
So we'll take a look at the lanes here, see what we have going on. As mentioned, good call, Mr. Parker. It is the offlane Kunkka. Marana in support up against this bruising Treant PL combo, and already Kunkka is taking a beating. Good shot by Aris here.
Yeah,
it's 3 for 3.
Treant got the D-Sentry off so he can play around these trees with the Invis, but they're just chopping them one by one here. I think Kunkka with his Quelling Blade is going to look to basically take away Treant's access to one side of the lane, and then you can just hug that side where there's no trees, and his ability to lane is heavily reduced.
I'm surprised they didn't start Quelling Blade on him. And I've seen teams that just actually focus on killing those early, like before the game starts. Because once the trees are gone, you can't play Dota.
Might run him down. No.
There's some good arrows.
This tree is out of regen.
Yeah, this is top lane.
And PL only 4 tangos left, so they're actually getting harassed a lot.
This is definitely a problem for Adroit.
Nice try.
And Kunkka's just going to keep using that Tidebringer off cooldown. They're going to need to bring out more regen or do something to reset the lane. Like, Treant maybe needs to go suicide at some point just so he can bring regen back. But, yeah, this lane looks very lost.
Yeah, this has got to be the most annoying hero for a hero like PL to play against.
Oh, Tree with the save. That could have been disastrous. Kunkka just got level 2.
Yeah, they were going for that kill play.
You think Kong is going to get a big nerf in the patch? I feel like it's got to, but I don't know how you deal with it. There's so many things the hero does well. It's more that there's just how many heroes that are strong laners, strength heroes, good talents with catch and massive AoE team fight.
I think to me, one of the easy maybe ways I wouldn't mind seeing him nerfed is just the cast range on level 4X, like reduce it by like 100. So it's like 900 catch instead of 1,000. Like the catch on level 4X I think is insane.
Yeah, I agree.
For like a mid-core hero that has all this lockdown to give him that big a range of initiation, yeah, BKB counters it, but it's just too good because you come online.
Force it.
Yeah.
You force
exactly.
BKB with a 8-second cooldown spell.
Yep. I think that to me is just something no other hero really has in that role.
Well, you mentioned, offlane Kunkka probably not going to farm much, but this guy is top in the CS charts. They are really doing well in the lanes here overall. Already almost 1,000 gold lead.
Yeah, he's happy. Mid lane, Lina. Looks like she's winning as well against the Dazzle.
Yeah, the mid Dazzle, it looks like leveling up the poison touch here. Do you max that first?
Max it, or do you just get the 2 points in max Shadow Wave? I'm not really sure on that one.
Like, what's kind of, I guess I'm curious, what's like the role of the Dazzle here? Is it just to walk around with the team, and is it like more of a damage dealer?
It's just, I mean, it gives you a lot of sustain with the heal. With the new ultimate, with the cooldown reduction, you often see this like Necrobook build, and you just farm really fast. You come online and you're really strong and scary in the mid game, and like you say, you play around your team.
And he's kind of their pushing hero if he goes that build, basically, because they don't really have a lot of siege otherwise. Interesting.
I think the way this game works out is that if it goes late enough, you got to favor Dire. Like, the amount of map control you get thanks to Tree, Night Stalker, and a PL, 2 defensive supports. Their mid-game damage output's just real low. So heroes like Kunkka, Lina, Jug, like, you're just going to find 2 kills immediately by casting your ults. It's just a matter of can you close out the game.
It feels like there is no PL answer if this game goes late.
Exactly.
Now, I mean, I don't think that means they necessarily have an advantage. Like right now, like lane stage, it feels Radiant's doing better. There's the kill in the PL.
Yeah.
If anything, I felt like he needed to get some more regen out. So if he spent his money, bought some Wraith Bands, he's going to come back to lane a lot stronger now. So it's not necessarily the end of the world that he dies.
No, but I agree. This is how you deal with a PL, though. It's somewhat counterintuitive, but I actually think you need to focus on trying to shut him down in lane versus, we need to have catch for the illusions late game. We don't want to make sure. If PL gets to 25, you're probably going to lose. So just try and find ways to stop that or slow it down.
Smoke play here from Grimm's wrapping around with the Shadow Demon. Got a ward down. They're bringing in a third hero. The ward has just expired, so good time to make this play. And Dazzle looks to be in trouble. Caught out by the stun. Follow up Shadow Poison, get the disruption, but in comes Boomy. He's going to tank the arrow. Very nicely done. Don't think the Shadow Poison will be enough. Good save there.
I think Miranda should have left forward. I don't even think that arrow was necessarily going to hit if he didn't block it. He cast it really late.
Really late. I don't think it was going to land either.
So now they shrine up.
That was very awkward gank. Like Shadow Demon running through the tower from behind. Like I don't think that's how you want to play that one.
Well, they did get a ward down here, but Night Stalker now left alone bottom. Doesn't seem like he'll need the help as nighttime hits.
It's another hero that's really funny to try and balance. Like, Night Stalker got nerfed into the ground, suddenly was never picked. Lina?
Pretty heavy damage here. Does manage to stun the Dazzle, but Dazzle's still chasing forward.
Poison touch.
Look at that. Just right-click damage he's able to pump out, and now CML dropping low. Arrow will connect.
Wow.
This guy has not missed. Or he's hit like 5 arrows in a row, aside from that one mid, but technically that was a hit, too.
The non-setup arrows he's really good on.
No hesitation. Once you start to hesitate, then it's like you miss every arrow. In my experience, at least. Just start overthinking it,
Yeah, once you start you start animation canceling again and again. That's when you know, like, you're in their head. There you go. Kunks goes first bracer. We'll see if he does decide maybe to go for that more scaling build, go for the Radiance. If he feels like he's having a great time and his team don't need him to get the pipes and things, Radiance will be one of those amazing items against PL.
Definitely extends that window substantially if they don't want to be on such a tight timer. We're going to see Mac queuing up the Midas now. So Adroit very content to farm and take it slow.
Okay.
Not going to move the Night Stalker around, just try to dominate this lane, pressure the tower, and this is a no-fly zone right now, it seems like, for the Cignal boys. They have just retreated entirely off the bottom lane, Jug off to the jungle, and well, the result is the tower taking a decent amount of damage here.
Night Stalker's too scary. You can't lane against him at this stage. Now that he's got his level 6 ultimate, it's just an impossible lane at nighttime. So Jug's going to farm better in lane. Similar story for PL. He doesn't really want to farm in lane. It's just he's being pressured too much. This Kunkka has a lot of kill threat on him, even with a doppelganger to dodge some of his spells.
And the melee tanks just smacking away at towers here, and this top tower getting pretty low. Did see a Quelling Blade pick up on Grims. Was using it to get behind some trees for some sneaky ward placement.
Yeah, there's a few ward spots where you can like cut down trees. The one around mid lane.
They're going to try for this again. All right, second time will be the charm. Leap forward, arrow, Laguna, everything. Enough for the kill. And Baka's going to try to chase out this Mirana. Has one more leap, gets down to the low ground, but Night Stalker will follow you there. Is he going to be able to get this kill solo? Void cooling down, doesn't even need it. Just right-clicking away. Grim's getting back to the... Well, no shrine available, so it looks like he's done for, too.
I like the idea. Let me body block this Night Stalker.
And then Night Stalker's like, sweet, there's another hero in attack range.
Yeah, that's a good life lesson. If your friend's getting attacked by a vampire,
just
run in
leave
the
him
other
to
direction.
die.
Oh, yes. You're not going to be able to help. They're immortal and super strong.
So probably not worth it in the end, but Cignal going to make the rotation top now instead. They want to keep these kills flowing. Definitely want to finish the tower.
That's the big thing. These towers need to drop. You want to be able to get in the PL's jungle, shut down his farm, and Treant, he's trying to keep these towers alive as long as possible. So you need to make sure you bring that +1 hero than you normally would to finish these tier 1s.
It is the Radiance build. Already has that relic queued up.
Okay.
Looks like Adroit probably trading here momentarily. They'll get the bottom tower as well.
Yeah. And there's not like an obvious need for a pipe or even really a Crimson Guard this game or anything like that for Kunkka. Not that those are typical Kunkka items, so they're more just the offlane items. So the Radiance seems fine. It's damage over time against the Treant armor as well, something they kind of lack a little bit with their lineup.
Jug just going to clear out this creep wave. Some PL illusions coming out. Looks like we're in for a slow burn here with the items they've got queued up.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like even this Midas Dazzle we've stopped seeing. Oh, he's changed his mind? No,
We've got the Arcanes first.
Yeah. I feel like they Dazzle stopped going Midas and started going Necrobook instead just because you kind of farm faster in the jungle with it. But going back to the old Midas gives you some more experience and levels.
I like it. Necrobook's cool, but the Radiant side's so mobile. Like, how would you actually utilize it to deal real damage?
Yeah, you're just using it to farm, really, and push lanes a little bit. You farm so fast in the jungle with it because it gives you the Shadow Wave target.
Yeah, but Midas is always better, right?
I don't know. I think it's kind of like the Arc Warden where people thought the Midas was better, but then they realize you actually can farm maybe faster with the Necrobook. Just
why not both?
There you go.
There we go. Yeah.
And
Midas has
that was
too.
the Arc Warden build at some point.
Yeah.
Especially in the Dota. I remember in the Dota 1 days, it was always Midas and a Necro 3.
Necro 3, yeah. And then there was this...
The Necro got nerfed a lot at some point.
It was Midas into just your Maelstrom items, and then it became... You just get Necro 1 and you don't upgrade it, you're just getting Necro 1 as a
when have you
item.
seen this? I have not seen any
The
artwork
Necro
buying
1?
Necro.
Yeah.
No, they're buying... They go Midas Maelstrom exclusive.
Yeah, now I know, but there was a period of time where they're going Necro
yeah.
1 as a farming item. Not even Necro 3, it was just like a farming item.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to try to make a play here on Mac. The Omni Slash, though, bouncing around, hitting the Rubik primarily. Who's he going to go for? Nando committing onto that Rubik.
Oh,
Jukes to the right, then the left. The Grave comes out. Can they finish him off? CML will fall, and in comes Big Daddy Nightstalker, but right into a stun. How tanky is this man? Not tanky enough to stay in the fight. He's got to retreat to the high ground. Boomy lived through all of that, so only the Treant down, but the Laguna secures the secondary kill. Murata jumps in to a world of pain as she will drop. Boomy just blasting her with that stolen Dragon Slave, and they'll pick off the healing ward. They'll reel in this Nightstalker. I don't know if this is a kill. They're going to try. Nukes coming through.
What?
The cleave gets the Rubik. Take that, Grand Magus. Down for the count. And maybe with 3 Shadow Poison stacks, no, they'll hit the Shrine here. They'll survive, look to turn it around. Lina stun coming through. Torrent as well, covering the path of retreat. And all the while, Jug trying to push this bottom tower. He'll just spin the wave and he out top.
They
say,
creeps.
hell no, no creeps for you.
That's some BM. This Nightstalker pick looks really potent, but he needs to take a page from this Kunkka. Where are your bracers, my friend? If he has bracers there, he is so much tankier, I feel.
You don't like the Ogre Axe?
I think the build is great, going for this Aghanim Scepter and the Ogre. It does give you health, but double bracer is so freaking good. Or at least get 1 bracer. You get magic resistance and strength out of it.
Get rid of the Quelling Blade or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you do end up slot limited, but the bracers are just so valuable in these strength heroes.
He did soak up a lot of damage. He ran in front line, took a volley of nukes, ran out, got X back in, took another volley of nukes, then finally goes down.
His axe timing is going to be insanely fast this game.
Dazzle getting very close to his Midas. PL, Diffusal Blade on the horizon. Our Jug just going for that phase drum. Looks like a Maelstrom coming up next. So they are going to get some tools here with that and the Radiance to try and deal with these illusions.
Yeah, that's a big item. I'm very happy the Kunkka's going Radiance. I've seen it a couple times where they try and go like Armlet BKB to deal with PL, maybe end the game, but they always fall off. You need the Radiance to kill a PL late game.
Well, there's the disruption. Looks like the boat wasn't going to land in time. So now he flies through the trees, sticks up, easy escape. A big commitment as far as hero rotations, but not going to amount to much.
Boat was going to be close. Like you say, he just didn't think it was going to land in time, so he went for the disruption instead.
Dude, Ags rushing is so cool on Nightstalker. He's going to be so... Wait, he's top net worth and he's just rushing Ags.
Yeah.
How is he so farmed?
He just... I mean, they
abandoned the lane.
Yeah, they had to abandon it once it was nighttime.
Oh, Rubik with the stolen Blade Fury here, getting all kinds of good spells as the Torrent comes through. Nightstalker is now the Daystalker, but
it's nighttime now. That's
back
why
off.
they back off, even though he doesn't have ultimate.
You should just go farm bot, get the point booster, and just go. That is such...
He's got 5 minutes of night now, yeah.
It is such a strong item.
Getting it at 15 minutes. Like, it's almost like you don't want to rush if you're going to get it at like 20 minutes because it's daytime, but he's going to have a full 4-ish minutes of nighttime.
It's really... Have you not seen it yet, LD?
I've seen it in my pubs. I haven't seen it in a pro match.
Yeah, it's just as silly, though, especially against all these squishy heroes. There's 3 weaker backline ranged heroes.
Yeah, the Void is like a third or maybe a quarter of your health at least.
Yeah. And then a slow, and then you're also, like, you kind of panic a bit because now you feel out of position.
Yeah. It's insane how spammable that Void is now. Like
the range is too big. The radius is like 900, I think. It's just not fair.
I didn't realize.
So we're actually going to see...
Scepter AoE 900.
Yeah.
We're going to see a...
Stun 0.6. Yeah, that's...
Greaves build from the Dazzle here, so it really wants to buff up their team fight.
I like it. It's just keep the illusions, keep these strength heroes alive.
I mean, between that and this Nightstalker Ags, it feels like you're going to be hard-pressed to take a team fight without that initial pickoff. Wow. Shadow Demon caught out in the jungle, and that is a dead boy.
Arcane Rune pop too, so we can keep running at him.
I guess it also ramps up your farm a lot, just being able to nuke multiple creeps at once.
Does it function on heroes that you don't see, though? That's the one thing.
No idea.
I'm not certain. I think it might function like a Baden Shield where you have to see them. If not, then that's very scary.
Here he comes, pops the dust, charges in. Good overgrowth there by the Treant Protector, locking them in position. Arrow will come through, connects on the Dazzle, the boat as well. Swing and a miss, and they're just getting run down at this point. Van on the back foot, retreating, and even with the rum, don't think it's enough. The disruption might get Grimm's killed off too as they just rampage forward. An infestation of PL illusions massacres them. One void cleans up the entire creep wave, and that's at least one tower as a frantic Juggernaut Blade Fury to try and slow this push down. That's really all he can offer at this point. They look so squishy right now, boys.
That's the timing right there. PL, you got Ags on Night Stalker, Diffusal. How do you fight? Your whole lineup is built around what I would like. What, a Shadow Demon stun into you nuke somebody to death, but
yeah,
they have so much save.
And their items that they're going for in Radiant is this more late game, let's deal with PL, and they haven't taken into consideration the fact they're going to get run at by PL's earlier timing. Like, it hits the Diffusal timing, which is also scary. Yeah, you can't beat level 25 PL, well, theoretically, so they're trying to itemize for level 25 PL, but he's also scary here. Level 13 Diffusal with the Night Stalker Ags, and they have greedy farming items. They're going into the Radiance. They have a Maelstrom on Jug.
BOTs on the Lina.
Yeah.
You know, they're really gearing up for 30 minutes.
Yeah. They're prepared for Parker's point. For an army of illusions. That is what they're concerned about. However, the Tree Dazzle stack, we haven't seen this in a while. This is something OG used to run in tandem a lot when they were still winning majors, pre-Seb coming back. And when you stack save, it makes it near impossible for for primarily like burst-dependent lineups to get inroads into winning fights because you're just not going to get that initial kill.
Another catch, another kill. Cignal are getting feasted upon. They're even going to dive the Juggernaut now. Nando will spin, try to go for the T-Out. They might just be able to right-click him down. Overgrowth just to ensure it, but don't think they needed it. It's looking real grim right now for Cignal.
Hit the Sags timing and ran all over them. It was brutal.
You look at this lineup and, you know, it's like they want to be fighting at this stage based on the hero composition. Kunkka, Lina, Jug. You know, not to say these heroes can't scale, but they're meant to fight at the mid game, but it does not look like they're going to be able to.
Yeah, they gotta. I mean, ideally, your way into a fight is using this like catch with the Kunkka X initiation to try blow up this Night Stalker, who's the big problem. But the save makes that kind of impossible. Yeah,
you're up against PL who can get away, the Dazzle Grave, the Mech,
yep,
the Treant as well, helping to keep his teammates alive. So the burst may not be there.
Definitely a big problem.
Now the map control has been extended. This Radiant Jungle is a no-fly zone for Cignal, and you can see they're just trying to play keep away at this point, stall things out as much as possible, dodge fights. We'll get a little moment of peace here during the daytime. And they better use it wisely.
Oh no.
Juggernaut gonna
That's
Omni,
a tilt Omni Slash.
The Void coming out. Again, has the Blade Fury still. Mirana coming in, actually sniping Mac from long range with the arrow, and the DD had the burst to get the job done, and
they got him.
Nice arrow.
I think Adroit getting a little overconfident here in the daytime, not having their full squad there either.
They do have Root, though. I don't know if you want to push this tier 1 here. You got to be cautious.
Night Stalker Ultimate probably up soon as well. Oh, it just came
it's
up that
yeah.
second, yeah. So yeah, they'll be ready to fight again. He doesn't have BKB, but I don't think that's going to deter you entirely. Whoa.
He's going to make his way down there. It looks like sprinting across the map as he pops the ultimate. And Jamesy caught out in the middle of this. They keep him alive for now with the support of the Kunkka. The Radiance has been picked up. Big cleave coming through. Boomy's going to get roasted. But here comes the PL now looking for cleanup. He's a little squishy, though, with the help of Aris and Van Perhaps. No Doppelganger. Well played. Is the evasion going to be enough here? The mischance doesn't look like it. They're working him down. Dazzle's back in the fight, and Mac will finish him off. 4 have fallen. Juggernaut just off pushing mid. Didn't have the Omni for that fight.
All you need is Night Stalker. This hero.
He wasn't even really
insane.
there, but he just pops the ultimate from the other side of the map.
Yeah.
Like almost just to try and scare them off. He's just like, yeah, I'm there. You guys better run. When he only shows up at the very end, but
it does have that effect on you in a match. You're like going for a gank, and all of a sudden darkness hits you. Like, oh no.
You assume he's right around the corner.
Yeah.
Like when he pops that ultimate.
He's gonna fly over the trees at any second.
Yeah.
You know, just that still the most farmed hero in the game, despite everybody going for farming builds here. With Jug and the Maelstrom, the Radiant's now up. But with that Ags, he's able to keep the pace and BKB up in the next fight. They'll need him to be way out of position with like a crazy Omni Slash to even have a chance.
He's just so tanky with all those health talents as well.
So many good spell steals this game. Boomy's got the level 4 healing ward now. We've seen him steal the arrow multiple times, the Blade Fury. It's very hard to keep the good spells away. So that if they want to push, if they want to try for like a Roshan or something, they'll have the sustain to do it.
Yep. And mostly just waiting for that next nighttime, and that's when that Roshan does become a possibility, or at least any kind of pusher fight. They're going to have a big advantage at next night with BKB online now.
Well, even Aris now trying to itemize to do it the PL. Going for the Ags, though. It's a long way off.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those. Like, at least for him, too little, too late. He's not going to be able to hold his own against the PL, but it's
if the rest of the
still a
team
decent
can
item.
win some fights, you know, then he may get it at a point where it makes a difference. But on his own, not going to be enough.
Yeah.
They get the wards up now. They're going to start to group up. Blink is up on Boomy, and they're going to catch out Van here. Blink, lift, pull him back into the BKB Night Stalker, who begins to maul him. Good disruption, at least slowing this down, but peels into the backlines, chewing through those squishy heroes, but also taking a lot of damage. Laguna Blade comes through. The Grave to save the day. They walk into the boat. Good damage done. Can they get the kill, though? Oh, no. Gonna get the stun off now. CML on the run. Nando juking away through the trees. He'll make it out, and Marana gets chewed up by the Night Stalker. PL did end up falling during this, so they end up at least getting that kill, but they had to buy back on the Shadow Demon. They still lost the Kunkka and the Marana. Do they find the tree? They will. So they'll get one more out of this. Nando coming in, goes for the Blade Fury. Oh, Dragon Slave just off the mark. Maybe they won't get him in the end. Jukes through the trees. And finally, he will go down.
All right.
That was okay for Radiant. They got the PL. PL, Night Stalker BKB timing, that's like meant to be a awful fight. Like, that's kind of an unwinnable fight, if anything. But they just focused on the PL. They managed to isolate him with some stuns, and
he was in really deep. He was like
Yeah.
fighting here when his whole team was trying to deal with the Kunkka way back there.
yeah, I think the Night Stalker kind of caught on a bit late and didn't back him up right away. And PL, even though he got Grave, there was still a Yule Scepter to kind of buy out the time of the Grave and then hit an LSA. So good play by
And
Cignal.
Night Stalker's going to fall off a bit. No Midas, no Maelstrom, no true farming item. So the Ags Rush I agree with, but and when you go BKB this early, he's effectively saying, all right, look, I won the mid game, and he hands the keys to the win condition to his PL.
But they
we
are
need more
itemizing
farm.
to deal
Yeah.
with that PL.
He's also not far enough ahead to truly be at that like ridiculous timing later on. You need like that 4th, 5th item preferably, because a Jug that gets super fat can deal with PL, especially if you have Radiance Kunkka, the cleave damage coming out. You have a Shiva's Purchaser on the Lina. Like at a certain, you might not have the easiest time dealing with illusions ever, but in theory you might not be threatened by them if you have enough clear.
So normally I'd say, well, can Mac pick up the slack here? But he's really gone for that utility build with the Greaves, so it is all about the PL.
It's just keeping the illusions alive primarily, and the draft together. But if you look at their actual sustained damage output, the one downside of the Rubik, the Dazzle, the Tree, like there isn't much DPS here. Night Stalker is the same.
They're going to smoke as the wave shoves in mid, but top lane also pushing. Jamesy's going to creep in. Try to go for the split push with the Jug Illusions, at least waiting in position. Looks like he has the Marana backing him up a bit farther away, so they'll start farming the Radiant Ancients here, but that top tower's taking some damage. Does it draw them back? Adroit is still committed to the smoke, and they do find the opening. It's only the Shadow Demon thus far. Not the biggest deal if that's all they lose. That was a 5-hero rotation. Arrow coming through, just out of range of the Treant. Can they get more? No Shadow Demon for a minute. They're still dancing around here. The Moonlight Shadow. Looks like Nando might have gotten a glimpse of the Night Stalker. Do they try and take this fight? Yeah, Detroit's really feeling like they have to make plays right now. They're like the whole team just constantly looking for these ganks.
They want to use this Night Stalker.
And they find one. It's the Lina out on her own and coming through with the lift. Rubik is there. The BKB committed. They want to secure this kill. Jamesy tries to run away, at least buy his team a little space, but another death. And that's the Roche. Or at least going to open the way to Roche.
I like how they're playing it now. They recognize their mistake. Just make sure you're as 5. Collapse on a single target, or at least play together.
So there looks like no chance of a contest here from Cignal. They are moving, creeping towards the pit, but should be too little too late.
Yeah. You can throw arrows, but
here comes the TP from Shadow Demon. They're going to try to move in and fight. They might get caught retreating if they're not careful. Treant has spotted out Nando. Grims is in position, and now Grims is going to die. He just got back into the game. Down again. Another 40 seconds on the sidelines. Arrow not going to connect. Aris may get caught out here. That wave's getting shoved in. He'll manage to retreat to the tower, but a couple of extra kills given up as Adroit moves on to mid.
That hard timing. What is up with my voice?
you're dying, Kyle.
I don't know.
You may need some water, Kyle.
I think there's something in. I think I'm getting allergies in the West Coast. This happens every time I come here.
Allergic to PL?
PO?
PL.
No.
Okay. Just check.
Maybe it's your casting. I don't know.
Huh.
Hasn't happened in a while.
You were
I think it's
feeling
the pollen.
fine yesterday, you know?
It's the pollen. I'm pretty sure.
The pollen.
The pollen.
We have like no vegetation in SoCal.
That's not true. What do you mean?
Very little.
There's grass and trees everywhere.
Everywhere is a strong word, Kyle.
There's literally. I can see a tree from right here. There's look. At
A
the,
tree.
Look at the monster fridge behind you. There's trees all
That's
over.
a fake plant.
How do you? Well, how do you know?
Because we bought it.
Did you buy it yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
This guy has to argue about everything. Oh, man.
Let's argue about who's going to win this game.
Dire.
No, I got Dire. You have to argue for Radiant. What do they have to do to win, Parker?
I said Dire first, Kyle.
God damn it. I don't like this game.
You just want to argue with someone. I
He's
said,
allergic
why
to
can't we just get along?
people
Yeah.
not arguing with him. That's the allergy here. Not enough infighting and bickering from the casting trio
Now that
today.
it started, though,
What
my
a-
voice is fine. So
Yeah,
there you have
look,
it.
you're
I'm
literally
ready. I'm
perking
back.
up. He's fresh, healthy, ready to go. Bringing his A game.
It's not over. The Radiant still have some win conditions here.
Like what? You're just going to make that general statement?
No. I mean, just outplaying them, you know?
Oh.
I mean, they have answers to PL. End of the day, it's like this is not an insta-win PL game as much as his hard timing is going to be very hard to deal with. These long sustained fights, they've got the Radiance damage, so he can't just completely reset, get that heart regen because of the Radiance. They can burn him down over time. If they find the real PL, they've got Lina burst damage from an Acceptor. It's doable. Night Stalker falls off, Kyle.
Popping some pills
Dazzle
now.
falls off. It's very much like a one-core lineup late game, whereas
No, you're right.
Radiant have 3 scaling cores.
Oh, Lady Mirana, you dared to cross the river, but she's got backup coming in. The full squad's here. Oh, good BKB by
Whoa.
Bach. Probably was dead with 5 heroes waiting.
What's crazy about it is,
And
like,
he had a gem, too.
if this is an Ana PL, then I'd say, like, yeah, this is GG. But it straight up comes down to how good is this PL at level 25, playing around with the Doppel talent. Because, yes, you have answers, but if the fight goes long enough, like 30 seconds or so, no one on the Kunkka, Lina, these heroes won't have any mana. They might not die, but you won't be able to stay in fights.
That's true.
It's just literally how well do you Delta split and maintain DPS.
Nice X Torrent catch here, but could it be a mistake? The boat will connect. Arrow coming through, hits on the Night Stalker, but they overgrowth the Juggernaut, get the spell steal on the Blade Fury. Now he spins away, and in comes the Treant from behind, getting these roots all over the place, locking the Mirana down. Kunkka still with the BKB, but as you mentioned, very low on mana already. He's going to pop it, but maybe too little too late. They're in hot pursuit. The Omni Slash only on Illusions, just trying to keep himself alive. They will make it back. Mirana, the lone casualty, had to buy back for that, and here they come. Adroit. Looks like they'll go for the tier 2.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say this PL can play. After watching the number of charging illusions. That's the key sign, is the quick fingers on the micro.
No. You don't even need the perfect micro at this point with the heart. I mean, he's got Aegis too, but this next 10 minutes is very difficult for
Yeah.
Cignal.
Heart into Butterfly, and then all of a sudden these illusions don't just stay alive, they deal massive damage. It's very annoying to deal with.
And even though Night Stalker didn't go for that farming scaling item, he's still keeping up. His net worth is not really fallen off at all. Dazzle, similar story. Has that minus and is farming well because of it.
Oh, Kunkka, no BKB here for 8 seconds. They're going to try and chase him down.
Oh my God.
Massive
That minus
nuke
armor.
from Mac.
That bad juju.
Oof. The heal bomb, it hurts, and they're going to look for follow-up here. They want a little bit of dessert to go with their dinner, chasing these heroes back towards the tier 4s, then turning back for the tier 3. Nando trying to find a way into this fight, but doesn't have the Omni Slash for now. They're nuking down the waves as best they can, but they just keep on coming. Natsumi just spawning illusion, still full HP with the heart, constantly able to re-engage. They almost kill off the Mirana. That would have been a dieback. PL caught, I say, with air quotes, but not really at that, as the next creep wave arrives. Tier 3 almost dead. Good siege from Adroit, and the constant heals from the low cooldown Greaves. Very difficult to deal with. They're going to chase forward again. Did manage to get the tier 3, so the way to the shrines lies open, but Cignal in hot pursuit. They want to get something out of this. They will manage to catch out Mac. No, he gets the BKB off. He turns right back around. Nobody's with him, though. Looks like they will retreat.
Oh, that was a boss move, though. He's like, whoa, you're not chasing me, I'm chasing you.
Gotcha, bitch.
And they get the tier 3, which I was talking to some players at TI, and the common knowledge by the end of the tournament was Raxes are overrated. They don't actually make the creeps powerful enough to create as much map control as previously, especially since teams are just better moving around the map and shoving lanes.
But tier
buffs
3s
to bot.
and
Exactly.
shrines.
Tier
Yeah.
3, so much gold, then the shrines, tons of gold, and then map control that allows you to control Roshan and enemy team ancient camps. No reason to ever go for Rax. Just get that tier 3 early.
Thanks, Kyle.
No
Feel
worries.
more educated now.
Hey, you'll see teams also look to pressure tier 3s earlier because of this, I think. I've seen in a couple games where Rasta was picked, where you have you maybe even invest a buyback, you threaten really hard to get that tier 3 by the 20-minute mark. And if you can get all shrines immediately after, it's just so much easier to play the game.
I gotta say, everyone except for the Jug, as far as these Radiant cores, have really fallen behind. Kunkka picked up the BKB. That's it. They're gonna try for some dewarding here, and they'll manage to clear out the hill for now. But they're just not really keeping up. I mean, Rubik is basically right there with the Kunkka at this point. 17k gold lead.
Wow, he's huge.
Has an Ags now. And as mentioned, there is a lot of good stuff to steal this game.
Yep. Using their map control, they're going to take all these bounty runes. That's the other big thing. When you take all these shrines, just have complete control, and they're going to be pretty much waiting for that next Roshan before doing anything too crazy.
Nullifier on the Night Stalker. PL Butterfly coming soon. Pretty much everything they need, and there's just no easy pickoffs. The Trian's, I guess, the closest thing, but with a Dazzle backing him up, even he's not going to be a simple takedown.
They get pretty unstoppable with these level 25s as well. The PL being the biggest one, but even some like the Night Stalker, he gets pretty scary. Nice little D-ward.
Holy shit, he's a nullifier. That's dude.
I just said that.
I know, but it's just sinking in, LD.
Okay.
He's not falling off at all. Yeah. That he didn't go minus. Like he's doing fine.
Maybe I underrated the Ags as a farming tool.
Yeah, you just completely instant. Well, 2 voids, you kill a creep wave. So yeah, 2-second cooldown. Why not?
It's pretty powerful. I like the blink as well. I don't understand Night Stalkers that don't get one. It's just kind of weird because I also say other strength offlaners shouldn't, but you have this massive AoE silence. It's so good. You can't escape it as heroes like Luna. If you don't have a Force Staff, you're stuck.
Even like Jug, you can't just spin out.
No. Now you just blink nullify and just like, oh, what now? What do you do?
You die.
Well, Parker would say here, you just got to outplay them.
That's simple.
Yeah.
It's simple. It's not easy.
Yeah, that's why I do. That's why I do in my games, Kyle.
I like
I
that
know
line.
you're not used to outplaying people, but
It's fine. I usually just outsmart them.
Okay.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Did you read that book too? We're Simple Not Easy. I think that's Jocko Willenick, right?
I don't know.
Is it?
I don't know, but you know that have you
Yeah,
read about that concept before? Because I really like it.
Yeah, that, I mean, that applies to a lot of his advice,
Yeah.
which I think is very good for the most part.
For the most part, what do you disagree with? What do you think? What's the worst life advice you've ever heard, LD?
I don't know. I tend not to remember that stuff. If I think it's bad, I put it out of my brain.
Well, there's got to be something. that
Smoke
you
weed
just,
every day. There you go.
That's not life advice.
For some people, it is.
Like I have always, you know, the line "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me." That's bullshit.
That's a truism. It's not really advice.
It's definitely. It's like, hey, listen to me, kiddo. It'll be better.
Well, but I think the advice is don't let it, don't dwell on it and don't let it get to you, which is easier said than done, but I think is good advice.
I mean, never mind.
Philosophy hour starting again?
No,
Yeah?
it's too early
No?
for that.
Too early for that.
Need the coffee to kick in before the brain starts to work. Speaking of coffee. What? Radiant's going to need a hell of an espresso shot to get themselves the DPS to deal with this PL. And they also don't have vision, which is the most difficult part. Warding as a treant is so easy.
Oh, boy.
Here they come.
Here
Uh-oh.
we go. There's a ward here up on the high ground. They should be ready for this as they charge towards the pit. The Roshan's already dead, and now Nando's caught with that Blink Silence. He mantas out. Here comes the tree, though, looking for the follow-up. They blast down the tree. The boat coming through, but a BKB back. Nando, still the Omni Slash available. He's holding on to it patiently. Did have to use his BKB. Not a bad start to the fight, all things considered, but now they need to get out with the Treant buyback.
Man, that was perfect positioning, and then he just wandered out into the lane and died.
Treant blinked into a stun, right?
No, he just walked into
into
it.
the
He
stun.
walked
Oh,
into the
okay.
stun.
Yeah,
Good
he
catch.
is
Oh, he
trying to
doesn't
get a
have blink.
blink,
Okay, yeah.
but doesn't have it yet.
Well,
They went for that blink fear, but then he just manted right
Yeah.
away. I think
Okay.
they just thought they'd have the ambush with the ward that just expired up here. Still, though, end of the day, they now have an extra life on the PL with the completed butterfly and the cheese.
yeah.
Oh.
This PL really should not be dying.
This is go time. How close are you to 25?
Halfway.
Halfway.
Any tomes available? I think you just wait for that, you get the talent, and let's go.
I hate when cores use tome when they're like halfway to 25. It's like, come on, man, just farm for a minute. You're gonna get it. Let someone who's like level 21 use that tome.
I'll give you that.
Maximize the efficiency.
If you're stuck in your base and the enemy's pushing high ground, then yeah, sure. But if you're in the position where you have control, like
Ooh.
someone else can use that.
Not gonna BKB here up on the cliff.
He has so much gold. This Night Star is 5K. How's he
It's
so
AoE
farmed?
Void, it seems, just
well,
the farming tool.
I guess what do you ditch here? You're the gem carrier.
I think
Could
you gotta
give it to a
drop it.
support.
Yeah. Give it to the tree. Just tell him not to feed anymore.
Give it to anyone but
That's
the tree.
I don't think you're even
Give it to the Dazzle.
Well, Dazzle's farm. Yeah, he's got the tome queued up.
Yeah, speaking of almost heroes that are almost level 25, he's getting there. Everybody on this Adroit team, except for that poor poverty tree, is doing very well.
Dazzle's talents are actually pretty sick at 25.
Yeah. Probably bad juju.
I think the bad juju sounds like
The
it'll scale
poison
better.
touch slow is pretty significant, though. It makes it 60%, and it consistently gets reapplied thanks to the PL.
Yeah. It's
So I
more
think
that
both are
there's
fine.
like spin, manta stuff on jug that you can get rid of it. BKBs.
BKBs, yeah.
Hey, it's still those BKBs aren't gonna last the whole fight though.
Well, we'll see. Adroit are now looking to put them in a chokehold here, pushing in the bottom lane with the Rubik, pushing in the middle lane with the PL, getting the deep wards up. And now, momentarily, probably going to try for that first lane of Rax, surging forward. Natsumi gets the army out in action. Van's going to try to deal with this, X's himself, but a fresh wave created, and well, he's got to flee back to the tier 4 towers. Illusion's bringing this Rax down rather rapidly. They glyph, they torrent. But here comes the Night Stalker with the blink, the silence as well. BKB forward, fearing them all away, and then Juggernaut looking to turn this one around. BKB available, has the Omni Slash. He's going to let it fly, but just bouncing onto illusions here, not really damaging the heroes at all. And now he's caught in a bad position, almost getting Mac. Didn't quite do the math right. He manages to heal himself up. Grave up as well. Chasing forward onto Nando. BKBs are ending, and everybody is getting hammered into submission. They'll bring down the Kunkka. They'll bring down the Mirana. Insta buyback on the Mirana. Kunkka's not used his yet, and his team's getting massacred at the fountain.
Welcome to PL Dota,
Bit
boys and
choppy
girls.
it down the stretch here. Still has Aegis, still has Cheese. Rubik snags the gem and goes right back in for round number 3. Going to finish off this Lina momentarily. The stolen boat coming through here. Going to catch out Van, and
Now a healing
Alina
ward?
stunned to try and escape. I mean, not that they need more heals, but they've got them.
That was the Axe boat.
Oof. Nando. That is a forward position for this Juggernaut, and it's a rampage for Natsumi. Melee racks down, and GGs are called. Adroit looking stalwart here in Game 1.
Yep. They're definitely favored coming into it. Looked better in the groups. Looked better so far in the playoffs. And yeah, as you can see, level 25 PL. It's a thing.
That's why they were itemizing for this. Not that even with itemization they were going to have a good chance.
Yeah,
But seeing that, do you feel like they should have gone the other direction and just tried to end it as early as possible?
Absolutely. I think they got crushed, really, when Nightstalk hit that Axe timing, and they were just playing too greedy. You go for these Radiants, these farming items on Jug, and you're going to lose to a 25 PL.
Yep.
I mean, you're going to lose to more the hard. The hard timing, he's unkillable, and then the 25 timing, he's absolutely kills you. So I think you needed to go something more aggressive.
We talked a lot about the PL this game, but, as we discussed early on, this was the Night Stalker show. 8-0-19, crushed his lane. They got the early tower. He set the tempo. Everything was a reaction to his movements, and, then, PL just hits creeps, gets fat, and carries the game.
Yeah.
So, with that, Game 1 in the books, guys. You are watching the major qualifiers here. Our Kings Cup coverage. We'll be back for Game 2 in just a few moments. Stay tuned.